quarters. Well, we're going to talk about Angel Reese. She has come out and made some comments that I think most Caitlin Clark fans are probably going to view with extreme skepticism.
The WNBA is losing its collective mind over Angel Reese's latest declaration, her so-called Caitlin Clark takedown plan. Yes, you read that right. Reese, who has spent more time stirring up sideline drama than actually dominating the court, now claims she's ready to dethrone Caitlin Clark, the reigning queen of basketball. It sounds more like a joke than a plan. Reese's audacity would be admirable if it weren't so laughably detached from reality. Stay tuned till the end, as I will show you the entire episode of Angel Reese and her secret takedown plan.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star. And Angel Reese is to be completely believed that there's no hate. They both get along. They're cool with each other. They're high-end competitors, etc., etc. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlin Clark when you were beating her for the national championship.
Let's get one thing straight. Caitlin Clark isn't just a great player, she's a generational phenomenon. She's out here rewriting history books, redefining the game, and turning WNBA arenas into packed houses. Meanwhile, Reese is busy perfecting her brand of reality TV basketball, complete with faked injuries, endless complaints, and a flair for melodrama. Someone get her a mirror before she starts calling herself a contender.
Guys, y'all better be prepared to see a new and improved Angel Reese come January, guys. The Bayou Barbie, the Chi-Town Barbie, whatever y'all want to call her.
Reese's grandiose plans supposedly include training with LeBron James's trainer David Alexander. Sounds impressive, right? Except that general movement patterns and core stability don't exactly scream basketball supremacy. Reese is acting like a couple of sessions in the weight room will turn her into a Caitlin Clark 2.0. Spoiler alert, it won't. Clark isn't out here lifting for Instagram likes. She's refining her shot and working on the actual skills that win games. You know, things that matter when you're trying to dominate on the hardwood.
All right. I mean, unfortunately, at this point, there's a greatest hits compilation of various things Angel Reese has said and or physically done to Caitlin Clark, and not to mention the amount of things that she has said over time about Caitlin Clark's.
Caitlin Clark didn't become a legend by talking about it. She did the work, put up the numbers, and let her game do the talking. Reese, she's busy flipping imaginary crowns on TikTok.
Angel Reese is everywhere, right? She's everywhere. She is on the box of Reese's, right? She is going to Dubai, right? She's on red carpet. She's doing a whole bunch of stuff. She's doing her podcast. But remember this, Angel Reese is a basketball player.
Let's rewind to the 2023 NCAA championship, where this so-called rivalry was born. Reese tried to grab headlines with her infamous "You can't see me" taunt, aimed squarely at Clark. Sure, it trended on social media for a hot second, but while Reese was busy playing WWE with her hand gestures, Clark was still the best player on the court. Reese's taunt was supposed to be her mic drop moment, but all it did was highlight the gulf in their abilities.
I have no problem with taunting, so I like what Angel Reese did, but I gotta tell you, I've never seen it in a national championship environment post-game. And of course, here's where race comes in. African Americans say nobody said anything when Caitlin Clark did it. White guys are saying, hey, look, this is not sportsmanlike. Here is what she said.
All year, I was critiqued about who I was. I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it.
That's right. Angel tried playing victim card after fanning the flames, but to no avail, and that NCAA final perfectly encapsulated the difference between these two players. Reese was all about theatrics, while Clark let her game speak volumes. Reese's 5-second taunt is a footnote in history. Clark's performance? That's the stuff legends are made of. Fast forward to today, and Reese is still clinging to the idea that she can outshine Clark. Her supposed takedown plan feels like a poorly scripted reality show plot. Does Reese believe she's in Clark's league? Because here's the truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just in the league, she is the league.
Okay. If she would have left it with what she had to say right before the last couple of words, I would have been fine with it. She's embraced the villain. She understands social media. She's done quite well. She is literally cashed in. But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because She wins the national title. First thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark.
Her impact goes beyond stats and wins. She's changing the way people view women's basketball. She's bringing in new fans, elevating the game, and making history while Reese struggles to find her footing in the pros. Even Reese's diehard fans have to admit that their queen has a long way to go before she's in the same conversation as Clark. Sure, Reese had a decent run at LSU, but college success doesn't always translate to the pros. And while Reese is busy hyping herself up, Clark is busy reshaping the WNBA.
Who is Angel's cousin, asked her to address her feelings about rival Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark and the Fever's fan base. Take a look at what Angel Reese had to say about that. Quote, Caitlin Clark fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans, I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threats, like I'm talking about people who have come down to my address, following me home, multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me naked, literally. They've sent it to my family members. It sucks to see that. And it's really hard that I have to go through that.
Social media has been ablaze since Reese's announcement, and the comments are nothing short of brutal. Reese thinks training with LeBron's trainer will make her the next Caitlin? Please, one fan quipped. Another chimed in, Caitlin's out here making history and Reese is making excuses. There are levels to this, and perhaps the most cutting observation of all, Reese needs to focus on improving her game before she starts calling out legends.
But I think Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening here.
The fans aren't wrong. Reese's grandstanding feels hollow when you consider how far she still has to go. Caitlin Clark isn't just a better player, she's a better leader, a better teammate, and a better ambassador for the sport. Angel Reese's latest illusions have reached new heights, and at this point, it's giving comedy special energy. She's out here claiming she'll take down Caitlin Clark while simultaneously delivering one of the most uninspired rookie seasons in WNBA history. Meanwhile, Caitlin's out here rewriting what it means to be a rookie, cementing her status as the face of women's basketball, and winning Time's Athlete of the Year in the process.
Time Athlete of the Year. 22 years old. She had a record-breaking season with the Indiana Fever. In the WNBA, she shattered 6 rookie records for points and assists, 4 franchise records. Sean Gregory wrote, "Good luck naming another player who altered the trajectory of the entire sports team within 5 months on the job."
Angel, she's perfecting the art of empty boasts and Instagram aesthetics. Let's start with the basics. Reese's rookie season averaged a lukewarm 13.6 points per game, barely causing a ripple in the league. Contrast that with Caitlin Clark's jaw-dropping 19.2 points per game, which were accompanied by a league-leading 8.4 assists per game among rookies. That's more than just a gap. It's a whole valley. Reese was out here fumbling with consistency, while Clark was orchestrating symphonies on the court. Watching Reese attempt to keep up with Clark is like watching someone try to outrun a Lamborghini on a bicycle. Admirable, but hopelessly futile.
Caitlin Clark just kept playing, kept getting better and better and better. An Indiana team that had gone 13-27 the year before she was drafted, of course, won 7 of its last 11 last season as Caitlin Clark actually rose from just the obvious Rookie of the Year into the MVP discussion as a rookie.
Then there's the Rookie of the Year race. Caitlin Clark didn't just win, she obliterated the competition. It wasn't even close. Angel Reese, bless her heart, was a finalist, which at this point feels more like a glorified participation trophy than an actual accomplishment. Reese may have been the queen of LSU, but the pros have revealed her as a court jester, trying to keep up with a reigning monarch.
Yet, here was her greatest achievement. The biggest reason she was chosen Athlete of the Year by Time, Caitlin Clark lifted the WNBA into the national consciousness, made it a thing for the first time. People everywhere were talking about the WNBA in ways they never did before. White people, black people, all kinds of people were talking about and watching women's basketball. The skinny white girl detonated all that.
While Caitlin Clark is out here stacking accolades and elevating the game, Angel Reese has shifted her focus to the lucrative world of social media. But last time I checked, likes don't equate to stats. Reese is clearly more interested in crafting the perfect caption than crafting a championship-worthy game. Reese loves to highlight her WNBA salary, complaining about her $73,439 paycheck as if she's stuck in some needy nightmare. Honey, you're not exactly roughing it. Maybe if she spent less time whining and more time winning, she wouldn't feel the need to bring up her bank account every 5 minutes. Clark, on the other hand, isn't worried about Starbucks latte prices. She's focused on becoming the best player she can be. Funny how priorities work, isn't it? Now, let's discuss the unrivaled league, Reese's supposed golden ticket to basketball immortality.
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power because the Great White Hope, yesterday afternoon, Caitlin Clark, she officially rejected their offer.
With a salary of $250,000 for an 8-week season, it's certainly a step up financially. But here's the rub. Reese is walking into a lion's den filled with the best players on the planet, and she's bringing a water pistol to a bazooka fight. Sure, the money's nice, but the league isn't about who can secure the biggest bag, it's about who can actually perform on the court.
The other recognizable name on the roster, Angel Reese, who has got to be absolutely terrified. It is not going to be a good Christmas for the villainous Angel.
That's right. Reese seems to think showing up is half the battle. But in this league, showing up is just the baseline. The spotlight isn't going to shine on players who are there for the clout. It's going to focus on the ones who deliver. And right now, Reese is all talk and no action. Critics are already predicting she'll get exposed. And honestly, they're not wrong. She's stepping into an arena with players who've already proven their mettle, while she's still trying to figure out how to string together consistent performances.
We are tired every time you mention Caitlin Clark, somebody feels obligated. Oh yeah, Angel Reese too. You know, mention Caitlin Clark. Oh yeah, Angel Reese also. And it's like, can Caitlin Clark just get her moment without Angel Reese being in the same conversation? Because honestly, they don't belong in the same conversation.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is busy being the gold standard. She's not out here making grandiose claims. She doesn't need to. Her game speaks louder than any boast ever could. Clark isn't just a great player, she's a transformative one. She's bringing in new fans, setting attendance records, and proving that women's basketball can be as electrifying as the men's game. Reese might have the charisma for a reality show, but Clark has the substance that legends are made of. And let's not forget how Clark handles the noise. She's the epitome of grace under pressure, letting her play do the talking while others drown in their own hype. Reese could learn a thing or two from Clark's approach. Less drama, more dominance. That's the Caitlin Clark way.
And the thing I love about her, she never says a word.
Reese's bravado is entertaining, sure, but it's also painfully misguided. She's out here training with LeBron's trainer, David Alexander, as if proximity to greatness will somehow translate into talent. Newsflash: you can't Instagram your way to being the best. It takes years of hard work, dedication, and raw talent. 3 things Caitlin Clark has in abundance, and Reese is still trying to grasp. While Reese is busy perfecting general movement patterns, Clark is in the lab working on the skills that actually matter: shooting, playmaking, and court vision. Training sessions aren't about looking good for the gram, they're about getting better, period. Reese might want to spend less time curating her social media and more time curating a game that can actually compete with Clark's.
By the way, I've still seen Caitlin Clark in the gym way more than Angel Reese. I'm just throwing that out. It's kind of starting to get weird, to be honest.
At the end of the day, Angel Reese can talk all she wants about taking down Caitlin Clark, but talk is cheap. The reality is that Clark is operating on a completely different level. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. Reese, on the other hand, is still figuring out how to make her mark, and if she's not careful, she'll be remembered more for her Instagram antics than her on-court accomplishments. Caitlin Clark has already set the standard, and Reese is miles away from meeting it. Instead of focusing on tearing Clark down, maybe Reese should focus on building herself up. Right now, the only person holding Angel Reese back is Angel Reese. What do you think? Can Angel Reese overshadow Caitlin in the next season? Is Clark going to smash her supposed rival once again? Do let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one.